Bow, shake hands. Combat!
BJJ gives you the best martial arts in the world. If you are small and you practice BJJ, you can defend yourself against a person double your size. No disrespect for the other martial arts, never. I respect every martial art. But blue belt in Jiu Jitsu pretty much can beat any black belt in other martial arts. BJJ is a kind of martial art based on joint locks, chokes, immobilizations, and it was created to the smallest person beat the biggest person. You don't have to compete to enjoy BJJ. A lot of people, they come because they can lose a lot of weight.
Keep moving back the choke. Watch your head when you do escape drills, guys. Watch your head so you don't hurt your friends.
They can release their stress. They can make friends. They can be a part of the team. But the main reason, I think, is because they are learning the best self-defense in the world.
Here or here, okay? What I'm gonna show you guys now, pull guard, all right? There is a couple ways to pull guard. There is this way here, the traditional one, right? Then you go here and you pull, okay? From here, you can go to biceps. From here, you can go to hook and do transitions. From here, you can go to the armbar, right? From here, you can go to omoplata, right? Fine. This is one kind of pull.
Even if you don't have flexibility, you can be really good in BJJ, right? If you are short, you can be really good in BJJ because there is a game for each type of body. So there is no perfect body for BJJ anymore. Before, I would say long legs with long arms with good flexibility. But today, it doesn't matter. There is a game for everyone.
I'm relatively tall for a woman. I'm very flexible. I have really strong legs. So that makes me like a perfect guard person, which is the bottom game. And so I like to play closed guard with strong legs, and then I like to play scissor guard and do the arm bars, the triangles, and that's like all the flexibility. Doing all the sweeps and the arm bars and the triangles to it requires a lot of flexibility in your hips, which I have.
That's a choke.
So that kind of gives me an advantage for that.
Pull guard, and then go to the choke that you like.
As a woman, you're stronger in the lower section of your body than a guy. So it's actually a better position for a woman to fight from.
That's a choke. Stand up, bow, and start over.
When you're a big guy, it's easy to stay on top. It's easy to do other things like that. But when I'm on top of somebody, they flick me off them, and I go to the bottom where I'm most comfortable. It's tough for me to stay on top because I'm pretty light. A lot of the times you'd think that I would be in an undominant position, but I'm really in control of the fight.
Every time that you go to the mat, you bow the mat because that's the place that you train every day, and you shake your friend's hand and say, hey, thank you for coming today. And that's how we do every time that we come here and every time that we go home. Hey, bye-bye, thank you for coming, I'll see you Tuesday. So we shake everybody's hand, we hug each other because we are friends, we are family, we are like brothers.
When you do something with someone, whether it's you know, keeping each other alive, you know, in combat, or you know, doing intense physical training with potential to get injured and whatnot, but you're also so close to each other, it's a different kind of community sense, different kind of relationship with people. So I often tell people that the team here that I train with is the closest thing to the kind of camaraderie that I had in the military.
The fact that I'm a woman doesn't really matter because you come in, you put the gi on and you have your belt on, and you can leave everything else behind, and you have this, you know, everyone else is leaving all their worries behind too, and it's just that thing that you share just with those people. It creates this like brotherhood, sisterhood, you know, like where you really feel like they have your back.
I walk in here and Master Gene bows to me and he shakes my hand, and you know, I bow to other people and they shake my hand. It's all about respect in this place, and it's all about loyalty and brotherhood. I was bullied at school. I was bullied everywhere I went. I was a very small kid. I was a small kid, but a huge target. Somebody that is very small, they have a target on their back. They're an easy person to pick on. They can't defend themselves, and they can't do anything about it. I would say after 2 weeks of training, you could say it became my thing, and I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with everybody here, my Camaraderie teammates. They all helped me through it all.
It's the future world champion right here.
I love the sport because a little kid like me can use technique to beat a man twice the size of me. That's what I love about Jiu Jitsu.
Some people call kimono. In Brazil, they call more kimono. Here, they call gi. So it's the top part. It's like a jacket that you have collars and sleeve, and you have the pants. That's the uniform, and you have the belt. You fight with gi because BJJ was created with gi. So there is no other way for you to learn BJJ if it's not with gi, right? A lot of people today, because of MMA, no gi competition, grappling competition, they are trying to selling BJJ without gi. They are trying to selling they're gonna learn BJJ in an MMA class. That's not true. For you to learn the pure BJJ, you have to practice with gi because it was created with gi. And there is so many more moves involved when you put your gi on.
You have to grab something. It's not about this, look. No. You gotta get used to go pass, you gotta get used to this. Look. Grab.
There is anything wrong to practice without? No, but it's not BJJ. What you can do, you can take your gi off and then practice without it. And if you practice with gi, you have no problem to take your gi off and fight without it. But if you learn BJJ no gi, you're never gonna be able to fight the real BJJ with gi.
BJJ, you know, can get mixed with grappling, mixed with mixed martial arts. That's where it's often used on the street. That's where it's often used in competition, mixed martial arts competition. But gi, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, is much more controlled. And, you know, on a competition level, I would say the heart of it is the strategy, the chess match, the lifelong, never-ending pursuit of excellence or proficiency in this incredibly complicated art that you can never achieve, and years and years and years and years of training, you know, you only get good at a few games. You want to, you know, get better and better at the rest, and it's just a constant attempt to try to master as much of it as you can, but you can never get there.
All right, guys, let's go ahead.
The goal of BJJ is always take the opponent down and look for the submission. That's always the idea.
Okay. Awesome. Very good. Go. Come on.
They tap because if they don't tap, they're gonna break their arm. If they don't tap, they're gonna break their shoulder. If they don't tap, they're gonna pass out. So they have to tap in the chokes. They have to tap if you get caught on an arm bar, on a shoulder lock, on a knee bar, on a foot lock. They have to tap. They learn that in their school when they train. That's the first thing that you have to learn, how you can tap so you don't get hurt.
I compete because I want to see where I stack up with other people that train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I love the rush you get when you fight. When I step on the mat, win or lose, you learn a lesson. Either I made a huge mistake and that's the reason I lost, or I got lucky and that's the reason I won. But all in, you learn a lesson every time.
In a competition, you compete based on belt, weight, and age, and gender. There is many ways for you to get points. One of the ways is take the opponent down. If you throw him down, it's going to be 2 points. So if you pass your opponent's guard, it's going to be 3 more points. If you mount, 4 more points. If you take his back, 4 more points. But there is only one way for you to beat all the points, which is the submission. If you submit the opponent, if you make him tap, then the fight is over.
I compete for a number of reasons. I compete to test myself, to challenge myself, to keep myself humble. But I also compete for the school because I believe it's a team, and the team made me who I am, gave me all my skills, everybody I train with. You know, I represent the team first and foremost.
Just 30% of our school compete. We don't force anybody here to go to a competition. If they want, we are here to help them to go and to make them win. They don't have to compete to practice BJJ.
Best parts of BJJ for me would be the loyalty and the family bond. You know everybody on a personal level, and they all know you. And everybody in this place feels like family to you.
Try to think about the fight when you do any kind of exercise like that, okay?
Some of the biggest things I've gotten from Jiu Jitsu, confidence, I'd have to say, is one of the biggest ones. Just knowing that I'm powerful and the way I am and being happy with it. It gave me a place to exercise with a gi on where I didn't have to think about the way my body looked. Like, it made me very aware of my body, but in a completely, like in a powerful way that I'd never thought about my body like that before.
I would say it gives me mental discipline, you know, mental health, physical discipline, physical health. It's incredible exercise, and it's exercise for the mind as well. The other thing is the camaraderie is huge. The camaraderie might be the biggest factor for vets. It certainly is for me.
So besides you learn the best self-defense in the world, BJJ also teach you how you can be more disciplined, how you can respect yourself and respect others, and how you can be loyal to your friends, to your family, to your teachers, and how you can work as a team. BJJ is so many things. It's a way of living your life.